Today's Mercedes-Benz interview of the day brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Luxury SUVs now come with the luxury of choice. Mercedes-Benz has gas, electric, and plug-in hybrid offerings. Learn more about the E-Class SUVs at your local dealer or at mbusa.com/special offers. Before we get to Ed O'Neill, the actor who plays Donald Sterling in the FX series called Clipped, and the first two episodes premiere today exclusively on Hulu. So you think about the Clippers. Nobody wanted to play for the Clippers. Nobody cared about the Clippers. Their owner, Donald Sterling, never built a winner. It felt like if you went to the Clippers, you were going into obscurity. He certainly had a bad rap and earned a bad rap for the person that he was. But he was still able to coach or own the Clippers for a long time until a couple of audio tapes were leaked to the media where he said some very disparaging things, and that was 2014. Well, Adam Silver swooped in. That's the first thing I think he did when he was on the job, and he said, you are going to lose your team, and that's when Steve Ballmer came in and bought the Clippers. And Ed O'Neill plays Donald Sterling, the disgraced former Clippers owner, and it's the series called Clipped, and the first two episodes premiere today exclusively on Peacock. So Ed O'Neill, who gave us Modern Family, also gave us Married with Children, joins us on the program. What's it like playing a bad guy for a change?
I think all actors like playing bad guys. It's, you get to do things you don't normally get to do or say things you don't normally get to say. And a certain freedom and with no punishment at the end of the day. Get a paycheck.
But when you're known as, when somebody sees you as Al Bundy and then they're going to see you as Donald Sterling, it's, when I talk to Bryan Cranston about, when he's on Malcolm in the Middle and then you're doing Breaking Bad, like people have this whoa, this visceral reaction. Will people have that, do you think? Or you hope they have that?
Well, I think they certainly had it after Married with Children, because that ran 11 years. Then I kind of got out of it a little bit. Modern Family ran 11 years. So then they would identify me. It depended on where I was and who I would, Vegas, it would be Married, and then Beverly Hills would be Modern Family, or, and so I kind of got out of that a little bit. And it never bothered me, to be honest with you. I came from New York. I did a lot of theater. And so I just always felt like, well, I'm a hired gun. I do a part. It can be drama. It can be comedy. I don't care. And so that was part of the reason I decided to do this, because I thought I haven't used 100% for a long time. The light comedies, the family things can be great. And Modern Family certainly was a great show. But I thought I only used 70% of what I got, and so I wanted to challenge myself a bit, and I thought this is certainly a challenge.
What part of the script did you go, uh-oh, or wow?
I like the whole thing. I think something
I read dangerous 4. Or something that kind of made you nervous that you're going to have to say something.
No. Maybe it should have, but I don't think so. I think because I know, it's a story that I think was entertaining, and it had a good pace, and it had good. Well, I knew some of the actors coming in. I knew Lawrence Fishburne from New York. I knew of Jackie Weaver's work. I'd seen several of her movies, kind of the Meryl Streep of Australia. I had worked with Corbin Bernsen in a movie years ago called Disorganized Crime. So I knew some of the players, and I thought, well, it's good company, it's good writing, it's good paycheck, it's 6 and I'm out. It's not going to be 11 years. Let's go.
What's tougher, comedy or drama?
I don't think either one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know it's if you're funny, comedy's not that hard. If you're not funny, it's a bad job.
When do you know you're funny?
when they laugh.
But are you trying to crack up the crew or your fellow actors?
It depends. I mean, when you're trying to be funny, it doesn't matter. I don't think you could do it on the street corner. Uh, and the drama, all the best actors that I've ever watched and enjoyed are kind of funny. Laurence Olivier, Brando was kind of funny, could be. De Niro, all those guys can be kind of funny.
Did you work with Pacino, one of your first acting gigs?
Yeah,
Was that Cruising?
Yeah.
Did you see in Pacino what we eventually saw in Pacino?
Well, he was already famous. He had already done The Godfather.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As that part, and he was well on his way. So yeah, you knew he was a special actor.
What was Brando like?
I never met Brando.
Oh, okay.
I just referenced him. I
Oh,
never
okay.
met him.
He didn't do Married. He didn't do a cameo on Married with Children.
Oh,
No, he did not. Of course.
who,
he did.
Brando?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
We're talking to Ed O'Neill, the actor, Married with Children, Modern Family, and he plays Donald Sterling in Clipped. I was also, the older we get, the better we were when we were an athlete. So, nobody's around to remember that I wasn't as good as I tell people that I was. But so you played college football and then get drafted by the Steelers.
Well, I wasn't drafted.
Okay, so
I
you're
was
signed as a free agent.
I was a paid free agent.
Okay.
I say paid, not much, but it was Chuck Noll's first year, and I was coming from Youngstown. I played for Ohio U. Kind of got that didn't work out for me too well, and then I didn't care for the coaches, and then I went to Youngstown State. That didn't work out for me too well either. Again, it was the coach.
Of course it was.
I started to ask myself, I wonder if this is my fault, and it may well have been. And then I got picked up by there was a scout that they have these NFL scouts, at least they used to, who cover like 5 teams. And this guy was the Steelers was one of the teams. I think Detroit, and I forget the rest, but he contacted me when I was still at OU, and I told him I was going to go to Youngstown State, and he kept an eye on me apparently, so that after my senior year, he said, we're gonna call you night of the draft. We're not going to draft you, but we want you to come try out. So I did. That was how it worked.
How was it meeting Mean Joe Green?
I never met Joe because I came in with the rookies naturally, and some vets were there, but they were there for reasons, like working on a knee or you know what I mean. So there were some vets there, but Joe hadn't come in yet. I think it may have been a contract thing yet or something. I don't remember. But let's see. The quarterback was Terry Hanratty,
Notre Dame.
from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And then Dick Shiner. They got Shiner from the Giants. And I was trying to make outside linebacker, which we didn't have an outside linebacker in college. We played a 5-4. And I played middle guard. I played tight end, defensive end, no outside linebacker. So I wasn't used to playing standing up. I was on a 4-point kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know the keys, flat coverage, all that stuff. But over the tight end, I knew how to whack somebody, and but I didn't know the position. So I'm trying to make the team and learn the position, and that's tough.
What was it like meeting?
Rocky Blyer was in Vietnam. I'm giving you the time frame.
And then Bradshaw got drafted the following
year. The next year, yeah.
Did Chuck Noll know your name?
I think he did. I could be wrong.
You'd like to think that he knew your name.
He was very nice to me the day I got cut. And I'll tell you a funny thing that I think I blocked it out of my mind because I think I just remembered this recently. And that was that when I was talking to him towards the end of our little discussion, and he was telling me how much he liked me and so forth. He said, listen, I talked to Cole Herrick with the Eagles, and if you want to try out, they need linebackers. We'll rent you a car. We were down at St. Vincent's College. and you can drive up there. They'll give you a good look. But I got to know right now because they got to fill that. And I thought maybe 10 seconds. And I said, nah, I'm out. I was surprised myself that I said that. And he seemed surprised. He said, you don't want to? I said, no, I'm done. Thanks.
But didn't you have Bradshaw on? Was he on Married?
Yeah,
A
he was
couple
on
episodes?
Modern. He was on Married and
And Modern.
Modern Family.
Oh.
Yeah, Terry and I are pretty good friends.
Do you remember the first read through with Modern Family? Well, which one made you a little bit more nervous of how long is this going to last? Married or Modern?
Well, I didn't think Married would last over 2 or 3 shows, and I think it was only bought for like 6, and then because I thought we'd be canceled at any minute at any time, and that went on for 3 or 4 or 5 years because we weren't the darling of the critics, with the material we were slinging around, but it was funny. I thought it was funny. Not all of it, but a lot of it. So we were like, I think I used like the little show that could. We just kept chugging along, until finally we got up around 11, and then they gave us the boot.
Do people actually think
Modern? I thought Modern would be a hit the first time I read the script.
Oh, wow.
I said, this show is a hit.
Do people actually think you're married to Sophia?
I don't think so. Oh, no, who would believe that?
Well, yeah, but you're a good actor.
Thank you, Dan.
We were supposed to believe that on the show.
You know what? I credit her with a lot of that because she really did make me seem, like she did find me sexy or lovable in some way, even though the structure of it was I was a wealthy guy. And she needed a father and someone who could provide for her and her little boy. So in that regard, it worked. And, she's great, by the way. Sophia and I are dear friends.
That sounds like a typical Hollywood story where there's an older rich guy and then there's a younger woman. That's Hollywood, isn't it?
Has that ever happened before?
Good luck being the bad guy there. Great to talk to you. And thanks for joining
Dan.
us. Okay.
Thank
Take care,
you.
Ed.
Nice meeting you.
Ed O'Neill, actor. He's not married to Sofia Vergara in real life, but gave me the impression that, okay, maybe he could pull this off there. I like the Steelers stories, going to camp there back in the late 60s. Missed out on Mean Joe Green, but got to meet Chuck Noll, Terry Bradshaw. So the show, they have 2 episodes that are available on Hulu. It's called Clipped, and it's about Donald Sterling and the Clippers when he was stripped of his team.